All right, so here we have a 2006 Honda Element. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be replacing the clock spring, which is the base of the steering wheel for the electrical connections. The reason why would be the airbag light is on, stating that the clock spring is bad. So the first thing we did is we disconnected the negative side battery because we're going to remove the airbag now. So we have a T27. We have two access points here on the side of the steering wheel that will take out the T27 screws. Right, we have a connector. Right here, we just go ahead and push the retainer back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and remove the steering wheel. So we have a, this is a 14 millimeter. We're going to go ahead and remove. Denied. All right, so we have our cruise control over here. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that connector now. We have our horn over here. All right, so if you're lucky, all right, so we're going to have to use a tool to remove the steering wheel here. All right, so now we're going to remove the steering wheel. Two things we need to make note. One is we need to make sure that the steering wheel is straight before we pull it off. That way we put it back on straight. And then the other part will be the steering wheel has some notches on it. There is a notch on the center shaft for the steering column. So it is lined up exactly the same, so that when we put it back together, we want to make sure that that's lined up. So here we have a steering wheel puller. So we're going to go ahead and wow, it's kind of that's big enough. We couldn't have spared any room there, could we? And if you don't have one of these tools, they are you can rent them at the your local auto parts store. There's a steering wheel puller. And we'll go ahead and fish our wires to the steering wheel. All right. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to remove all the shrouds here. All right, so we have a couple Phillips head screws. All right, so we have a little clip on the bottom. A little connector on the back side here. Runs down. There's another yellow plug down here. We'll go ahead and loosen that one up now. And this wire comes all the way up to the So we have our new one. Make sure that we have all the correct connectors. Does look the same. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put our new part in. All right, let's go ahead and fish our wire through first. The wire came with a new hold down, so we'll remove our old hold down. All right, so now we have, this is our locating, so now when we set this in, this will be at the top, and this will be our locating so that it's clocked the correct position. We'll go ahead and make our connection back in the back of the clock spring. This is for our cruise control. We'll go ahead and put our get our steering wheel ready. We're going to pull out. We're going to make sure basically these two posts are going to go through these two centering holes right here. And then you can see there's our notch on our steering shaft that we're going to line up with the top notch. So we'll go ahead and pull the locator off. Feed our connectors through. I guess something we could have done is we could have put our Could have put our covers on first here. We'll go ahead and just put the steering wheel nut on there real lightly. We'll put our steering wheel down a little bit. We'll go ahead and put our covers on now. All right, now we'll go ahead and tighten up our steering wheel. Go ahead and make our horn connection, our cruise control connection, locate the wire back in the hold down. So now we just have our airbag to connect. Go ahead and put our screws in for the bottom. It looks like there is an access panel on the bottom of the steering wheel there, and that's going to be so we can set the connector into this little hold down here. So we'll go ahead and remove the access panel. We'll put our airbag back in. We'll go ahead and put our screws in before we make our connection. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and make our connection for our airbag. All right, so now we want to connect the battery. We want to make sure our horn works, our cruise control functions, and our light is out.